Well, we're looking at about 8.5 weeks of regrowth here. It's going to be what it is. This is like the first 3-day forecast weather stretch for hay in a little while, which is fine. Waiting for stuff to regrow, but it's almost September. Not quite halfway done with second cut yet, so that's time to get a move on. You know, I know for a fact some of these spots are thicker than others. Really thin here. It's going to be better in other spots, but again, this is just going to be an inconsistent field where there will be more in some places, less in other places. Yeah, so thankful I got everything hooked up and over here, or at least the tractor and mower, so I can just hop to it. It's about 8 a.m. Ground is still wet from some, well, just heavy dew this time of year, but also a little bit of rain yesterday. They were calling for a lot more. It didn't really happen. I don't know, self-servingly, I'm kind of okay with it. With all my fields between 5 and 8 weeks of regrowth already, I'm not even sure how much rain would help the yield. I feel bad for folks with pasture, so obviously want the rain. But I'd also love to not have a frustrating September of wetness and overcastness. Overcastness, is that a word? This is supposed to break and get nice and at least partly, if not mostly, sunny for the next 3 days. So I'm going to mow this and mow the field above the cemetery. That's just on the other side of the little valley over there. And I bet there's maybe only 30 bales over there. There's hopefully more here. 50, 60, I don't know. So hop to it anyway. We'll see what's here. Yeah, that's all I can say. Well, both fields are all knocked down. It's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it remains to be seen. If we're at half yield, I guess that's how I should base all my predictions. That'll put this field around, I don't know, 75, 80 bales total. It is a little thicker in spots. This field's not bad, but then you look at areas like that, you can't even see anything. So I tend to get overly optimistic with the thick stuff and ignore the thin stuff. So we'll see. The other field's definitely slim. That might be 25 or 30 bales at this point. It's funny how well this mower creates a windrow. It almost looks raked. And that's not even the swath board. That's just something about the counter rotating blades, because it's got 6 discs. The 2 outside discs on each side spin the same direction, and somehow that just knocks it into this perfect, almost perfect looking windrow. If I was into baleage or something, this would be like, I mean, heck, you could just bale that right behind it. Anyway, makes it easy to grab it with the tedder, and especially when the ground's a little wet, I really don't mind it being mounted up like that. I'm going to be tedding it out soon anyway. So we'll see what happens. Well, today's between tedding project is replacing the starter on the 165. Got the replacement. This thing started to get into hammer territory, or in order to get it to start, I have to turn the key and wrap on the side of the solenoid with a hammer. So yeah, but I mean, heck, this thing looks like it might even be original for a 50-year-old tractor. 52-year-old tractor? 54-year-old tractor, jeez. I'm doing the math there. So, you know, I'm not going to complain too much. Hopefully, just be 3 bolts, a couple wires, and back in business. Well, I don't get to look in there very often. Things look okay. Nothing looks too crazy. Clean all that off for the first time in ages. Well, it's installed. Let's see here. Ooh, that's strong. All right, fuel on. Let's see. Yep. That's pretty nice. Oh yeah, fuel on helps. Whoop. Oh, that's nice. So I'm gonna get folks that are curious, especially from other parts of the country or world, I guess, about, you know, why it seems like I TED so frequently. I know that other parts of the country, it's pretty rare to TED multiple times, or if you do, they're spread out a lot. So for example, I TEDed this about 2 hours ago. The top is beautiful looking. It's getting really nice and dry. You know, not anywhere near like fully cured or anything, but pretty nice and dry to the touch. But then you flip it over and it is still sopping wet underneath from rain yesterday and this time of year the dew. So I'm still going to give this another hour before I hit it again, but 3 hours between teddings on a good sunny day in New England, it's about what we get dealing with ground moisture in general. So anyway, just thought that was a good example. Oh yeah. So this stuff's looking great, but I think one of my least favorite things is trying to make second cut on overcast quasi-fall days. Really glad I took the time to rake this away from the wood line. It's made tedding that much more efficient. It's almost 11:30 though, and while this stuff feels nice, it's still really damp. The sun really hasn't come out. So might wait a little bit longer to TED it. I was really hoping to only TED one more time today. But, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to do what I have to do on it. Well, the sun's out now. It's making a heck of a difference. It's amazing how just getting the dew off and getting the second cut to crisp up just changes everything. So, fortunately, I think there's definitely still some wet green stuff on the underside. And I'd really like to at least double these up. So, I don't know. We'll see how much sun we get in the next couple hours. This might be the last time I grease all the equipment for the season, which the baler, that'll be totally fine with how many bales I'm planning on making. I think I'll be lucky if there's another 500. So yeah, nice to at least have that kind of crossed off the list. Time to move that wagon. Well, crop checking the next fields. The other ones up the hill are looking fine. This one's approaching 8 weeks of regrowth, and look at this. This is like 0.6 acres, 0.7, something like that. Yeah, this is not worth mowing. That stinks. Next field right next to it. A lot more green, but not mowable. I mean, that's 5 inches, maybe 6 inches. Well, I guess when I go down to the ground level, but you look at a 3 or 4 inch stubble off that, it's nothing. Oh dear. Thankfully, this one's in better shape. I mean, it's still going to be probably half yield, but I guess at this point I'm drawing the line at mowable. So the field is just in, it was right there. It's funny how it's that different. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's spots where it's not encouraging at all. But maybe if we give this another couple weeks, I'm not seeing brown tips, so the bit of rain might help the two of them. I don't know. Well, here the hillside's pretty nice, but that's not. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the top third of this field is mowable. The rest of it is a lawn, brown lawn. I don't know. I really don't know what the answer is. Give it more time. Yeah, it's hard to say. Hey, it's a new record. Fewest number of windrows per acre. Wow. I don't even want to think about the math on this. Nope. We're just going to see what we get tomorrow. 10 bales? I don't know. So this field's certainly in much better shape. I still doubled up all the windrows, so I think it'll still come in under yield, but there's something measurable here. Hopeful for 75 or 80 bales, but we'll see. I raked it in kind of a funny way. In doubling up, I decided to double them up in pairs so that if something crazy happens and I have to lightly TED them out, that'll be nice and efficient and I can grab two at once. They're talking about potentially overcast tomorrow. Well, I think it's supposed to be mostly sunny eventually, but even this morning we got a light mist from all the dense fog and stuff. So I figured if I'm going to double them up, may as well tee myself up to have a worst case scenario. Anyway, it worked. Well, this is cathartic. Beautiful outside. That wagon looks hungry. It's not going to get a very big meal. Oh well. This one does. My original guess was 15 bales. I don't even know if there's that many. Oh, this might just be laughable. Hey, look at that, 22 bales. It's 9 bales an acre. You know, a little different than the 50 an acre we usually get. I'm just complaining now. I'm just unabashedly complaining. But beautiful hay, 3 times around the field to make it. Bale it anyway, more times than that to mow and etc. But yeah, is what it is. I guess 22 is better than 15. Alrighty, and 78 on this field. I kept joking to people I didn't know if I'd get 100 bales today. Well, 22 and 78, it's 100 exactly. That keeps happening. So beautiful, beautiful hay. I haven't done the yield math. This field's 3.5 acres, 78 bales. I'll do it some other time. But still puts us, yeah, it's still about half yield-ish. So even on the optimistic fields, cleaned up okay. I dropped the pickup, doubled up the windrows. It's always a game of how much hay are you going to lose by moving the windrows a million times to double them up versus the baler being a little sloppy when the windrows are light. So I tried to split the difference there. But anyway, that's done. Well, not a ton here. It's probably the most encouraging field of the 3 I'm about to mow. We'll see if we get 20 bales an acre. I think that's my new benchmark, is getting close to half yield. So here we go. bouncy. Well, this makes me feel pretty good about my mowing height. The field we baled 2 days ago, mowed it 5 days ago. Despite the dryness, this grass is bouncing back really nicely. Not that I'm going to do anything with it this year, but it's good to see the plants happy. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing to catch and notice. Got the tire splitting apart a little bit. I'll take it easy and not go too fast today. And I've got spare tires and rims in this thing, and if nothing else, I can always swap that to one of the outside heads. I mean, to be honest, I'm only going to be tedding this stuff once probably anyway. If it even needs it. Hard to say. That's pretty lush. Alrighty, well, I have a minute. It's time to take off that tire that's starting to split apart. And what I'm actually going to do is put on one of the two outer ones. I'll see which one spins the best. And then I've got this spare that the bearing's not in the best shape. It's been a whole rigmarole with this this tedder. Rigmarole? Who says that anymore? So I'm going to put one of this on one of the outer ones because at least these outer heads, you know, they're not touching the ground under transport. They're holding less weight. So swap that, move one of those to that one, and then, I mean, I don't even think I'm going to ted anything anymore, but it'd be nice to get this set up for the next fields. Well, that is what that is. Yeah. Well, gee, while you're waiting for the hay to dry, dealing with really low yields, and know you've got a broken tine, guess that's a good time to replace it. Every little bit helps at this point. Well, when the yields are really inconsistent like this, it's sometimes hard to know how to rake a field. So, splitting it, I'll probably triple up those windrows, or at least double them. And I'm going to single rake these, at least for today, probably double them tomorrow. But it's this whole thicker, kind of wetter area of the field. It kind of stinks to split a field like this in half, but well, that's that. All three fields are raked. That field over there is doubled. This one I split, singled that half, tripled this half, and then the little one down that way, I only have 2 times around the whole field now. It's been quadrupled, I think, at this point. So, yeah, I mean, if I can get 50 bales out of these 3 fields, I'll call myself, well, I don't know about happy, but that'll meet the needs that I need from this batch. More than that would be nice. So, as inefficient as it is, I'm going to try to put it all in one wagon. So, I don't quite know yet if I'm just going to tow the whole train around these little fields to get to each one, or whether as the wagon starts getting full, I'll drop it and use the other tractor to move it. But I got to bring this whole thing way up to Cricket Hill, so it'd be nice not to have it split if I don't have to. something a little different. Here's the hay field I grew up on. My parents live right there. Neighbor's own field, and the guy I grew up working for, Doug, has made this for years. He mowed it yesterday and called me this morning saying his tedder's got a flat tire. So here I am. Long history of this field. There's something there anyway. Totally dead here. Or dormant, I should say. And the best part of the field's right here. 11 bales off this field. I think that field's exactly an acre. 11 an acre, it's better than 9. Beautiful. So beautiful. Third cut worthy. Gleaning's the name of the game this year. Well, another 20 from here. And you know, that whole top area was so dry. I bet that's about another acre. So 20 an acre. Okay, we'll see what this field has to offer. I don't know. Alrighty, 56 bales. Got 11 off the first field, 20 off that field, 26 off here. No, 25 off here. Averages to about 16 bales an acre among everything. Again, super happy with the quality of it. It's nice these fields are near enough. I could just drag one wagon around and half fill it. But yeah, 16 an acre. That's pretty solidly third yield. Give or take. So it's on its way down, averaging. I mean, I think we're going to see it go lower and lower as we try the later fields. I don't know. 10 bales an acre might be where I draw the line, but it's hard to say. You can at least triple and quadruple up windrows and see what we get just because people need it. I ran across a bush on an entrance to a field, or vines way down there. Anyway, nice, beautiful sunny day. I mean, could not have nicer early September weather than this. So aside from, you know, getting average or not even average rainfall, but day by day, it's a nice time of year.